Hey everyone, it's Ashley Ray of letstalkraceout.com bringing some slight commentary to you regarding the Kanye West comments. Now, I decided to wait until some of the hype died down around it before I addressed it, but I'm going to make it brief because I just don't even like that I have to engage in such conversation and I have to see posts and comments agreeing with his statements. So here we go. Slavery was not a choice. And if you or Kanye West were unaware of at least 5 out of the 250 documented rebellions from the beginning to the ending of slavery, then I'm not sure what to tell you. But you all think Kanye is a genius, right? You would think that he would know his information before he decided to open his mouth. But hey, we all know people who are book smart but lack common sense. That explains that. Of course, once the slaves were caught, the sentence or the price was death, as it always is. Tortured, then death. So you can't really blame slaves that were afraid to rebel because they knew the price to pay would be a gruesome death. Keep in mind that slaves that were actually born in the United States never knew any other way of life. So they had no idea what it was like to be free. They've only heard stories or basically knew that white people were free and could do whatever it is that they wanted to do. Some of you made statements about slaves having a choice. They could kill themselves instead of being slaves. But if that's the only life that you knew, you would figure, and keep in mind that the Bible plays a huge part in this. That's the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be this way in this life. You are supposed to be a slave. But you all can't even quit a job that you hate, yet you expect slaves to kill themselves in order to not be slaves. But you can't quit a job that you don't like, but you expected your ancestors to kill themselves as an alternative. Think about that for a second. Do you think it's easy to commit suicide? Do you think it's easy to kill yourself? I really want to know. That's a serious question because people just kept using that as an example. Many people try to explain what Kanye meant by his comments. I don't care about what you think he meant. I care about what he said. Not just what he said, but he said it to an audience because he has a platform. So then you have people who already don't understand our plight and its beginning and how it has progressed to this point, agreeing with Kanye because they already felt that way anyway. It's disrespectful to speak against your ancestors. I just want that. I guess that's why I'm kind of upset because it's disrespectful. How dare you say what they should or shouldn't have done? We have no idea what it is like or what it was like to experience their plight. All we can do is read about the things that occurred. And some of us have been lucky enough to have ancestors that were the first generation of free slaves. Or, you had a great-great-grandmother that was a slave. Or, just someone older in your family that could talk to you directly about the things that happened. But we all know that slavery was gruesome. The slavery in the United States was the worst form of slavery ever. From sex farms to torturing to tying people to a horse or to different horses and pulling them in different directions so that their body parts break, destroying families, raping women. Should I go on? Making slaves eat their own shit, starving slaves, beating slaves. I mean, the list just goes on and on. So it is very disrespectful to say what they should or should not have done, knowing that everything that they did was so that you could have a better life, for the people after them to be able to have certain privileges like read, write, vote, walk to the store after 9 p.m. I just don't understand it. You should be praying to your ancestors. That's what you should be doing. Instead of talking about what they should do, you should be praying to them to protect you and to guide you in this life. And that's real. Yes, you know people that have the slave mentality. We all do. But that's why you keep coming to those people with knowledge and information. You try to teach them instead of criticizing them. And then criticizing them on such a large level is a whole nother ordeal in itself. I really dislike that the problems that we have in the Black community have to be broadcasted to everyone. We have problems with everyone, or those that control everything already. They don't need to know what our internal issues may or may not be. The oppressed taking on the views and the opinions of the oppressor does not lead to liberation. It just doesn't. So think about that. You taking on the views and the opinions of the master, that's not going to lead you to freedom. Anyway, I'm going to post this on my blog. That's all I have to say about Kanye West and the comments that he made. Thank you so very much for viewing this. Don't forget to go visit letstalkracestyle.com.